Hello guys, welcome to On The Record, and it's me, it's Dez, and I'm here with Geoff, and I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. This is for Bill's Nuts and Nails of Watford. Bill's Nuts and Nails, let me just read this out here. It's one of the best nuts and nail shops you can go to in London. And that's it, that's all you wanted me to say.
It's not really London.
Hey, and today we're going to be talking about an album by the Underground. Was it Underground? The Nick and the Underground?
No, it's called The Velvet Underground and
Velvet
Nico.
Underground. Yes.
By
classic album
by Andy Warhol.
By Andy Warhol, and I always thought Andy Warhol went on. Didn't he marry Kurt Cobain?
No, that was Courtney Love.
That was Courtney Love. But yeah. So did she used to? This is one of those things like we were talking about last week. Is whether is her actual name Andy Warhol?
No, she was just Courtney Love, and he was just Andy Warhol.
Oh, okay, right, fine.
Although that's for each of them, that's neither of their real names.
Okay. But they're not the same person. They're different people.
Very much different people.
Right.
Just set them aside in your mind.
Hull. Sorry, she was in Hull. Right.
There we go.
Thanks, Google. She was in Hull, one of the greatest bands of all time, obviously, and this is one of the best albums they ever did, which is called Andy Warhol.
No.
By Hull.
No, Andy, so Hull, not in the picture, not part of this discussion today. We're going on the record on the Velvet Underground and Nico.
Cool, press record.
Andy Warhol.
Great. And it's one of the classic albums of all time, right?
Absolutely. They said Andy Warhol, he said, because he was a painter.
Right.
Although he didn't paint any of his own stuff.
What's that mean? What did he paint? Someone else's stuff?
No, his own stuff. He didn't lift a sodding finger.
So he's not a painter?
He thought of the picture and then he made other people do it. And I think that's what happened with this record.
Right. He thought of this record?
He thought of it. Yeah, he thought, that's the record I want. And then he went into his factory and then he made Nico and Lou Reed and some other people.
Who were they?
Make the album.
Right, they made it. They made the album. They recorded the album on the record.
They were like, a bit like Nuts and Nails, really. They were the ones putting the nuts and nails together.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it really, and he was overseeing that, but I don't think he really did very much, and that's why actually the album stinks.
Look, this is what I have researched this thoroughly, and this comes up as one of the best albums of all time, and I think we can safely have this discussion knowing that it. Why do you always have to say that it's bad? Why is it bad?
Because all the songs, they don't have any what you'd expect from a rock album. It doesn't get rocking.
Classic rock.
They fall apart. It starts off really nicely with the song about Sunday morning. You can really imagine, putting your feet up and reading your Sunday Mirror, the lights shining in. You've got a nice round of toast. Mother's banging on the wall. Bloody hell! But
not for you.
My Sunday morning. Turn that up. Shut up, you old cow. Let me live my life. And then, but then it all just falls apart. You get these songs, and they're not really. I don't know if Andy Warhol wrote bad songs, or like I said, he's kind of
thinking them. He's thinking bad songs.
He's thought them. Yeah, he's thought them with his head, and then he subcontracted them to the Velvet Underground, Lou Reed, and Nico, and then they've done a bad job. But it all falls apart, and apparently it influenced all these bands, and people were saying, no one bought the album, no one liked it, but all these bands were influenced. But they're all crap bands as well. And the reason they were influenced is because they all listened to it and went, I can do better than that because this is rubbish.
But that's usually a good thing though, right?
What, to be influential?
Well, to think I can do better, and then you go out and you do better, and that's what I did. I mean, the first album I ever bought was Cilla Black.
And that's the chief reason that you went to music.
I listened to it and I said, I gave her a call I said, look, Cilla, what's this? I can do better than this. And she said, go on, you cunt. And I was like, Cilla, chills. So tell me, Andy Warhol. Is he still making music?
No, he's dead as well.
Oh my Lord.
I'm sorry that we have to get bogged down in this moribund kind of discussion. But
who was the other person? Maybe you said Louis Nerding
in
The Factory.
Lou Reed.
Yeah. What? Lou Reed? How's he doing?
I've got bad news.
No, well, what's going on here?
They're all dead. Everyone's dead.
Everyone's dead.
But what we can do is we can honour the dead. Like Andy Warhol famously said, everyone's going to get their 15 minutes of fame. And your dream has come true, Andy, because we're memorialising you here on the record, to stand on the record for all time. So you were right, Andy, and here's your 15 minutes.
Can I just ask you as well something here? On Google, they're saying that it was for kids or something. It had a sticker.
Yes.
A banana sticker.
This is why you have to track down an original copy on vinyl. Peel slowly and see. And yeah, lovely, good fun for the kids. You get that, tug it away, and there's a little surprise under.
Are you still talking about the album cover?
Oh yeah. Little surprise. Your son would enjoy it.
Oh, okay, right. Well, interesting enough. So good work, Andy.
Because it's a cock.
I think it deserves a good 10 spins. What do you reckon?
It's no spins from me. I won't be listening to this again. Andy Warhol, roll your sleeves up, do an honest day's work, be a man's man. If you want to make music, get in there and make it yourself. You bloody lazy sod.
And I think it's time that you chose next week's one, because I'm getting a bit sick that you keep putting down.
Well, good, because we had this. You look in Rolling Stone, you look at classic rock, and you just pick the ones that are at the top. And we've had David Bowie, Low. That was bad.
No.
Now we've had this.
This is from my own private, knowledge. This is me knowing things, and that's what I don't just look in magazines for stuff. That's that. When I do, that's for the research. But I already know stuff, and then I do research to know a bit more.
I think that you're the host of the show.
Fine,
I'm the expert. Let me bring my expert's knowledge.
You're not the expert.
And let me pick one for next week, and it'll be great.
Look,
we'll get a really good album,
Geoff,
worthy of our time.
In the nicest possible way, I brought you in, right? Because your mum asked me to. Because
that's not
all
true.
You ever talked about was you're not an expert.
That's not true.
You're here for someone for me to talk to.
We know.
Yeah, and because you're the only person
you've known me.
Well, I've known you a while.
Respect my knowledge.
I know that you know stuff about music, so that's why I got you on here. I'm not calling you an expert. I'm calling you, I'm calling you a friend, and to be honest, that's a loose term at the moment.
Loose.
Well, yeah, but you bring in something next week and wait for me to kill it, basically. Wait a minute, and then you'll see how it feels. Right. So come back next week and your Bill's nuts and bolts. Thanks for sponsoring this episode, Bill. I hope you can do another one. If not, completely understand. Bye.
#.